Sampear, who's coming to us from that briefing. Aldrin, I know that the briefing hasn't started yet, expected to start at 11. Talk to us about these policy deliberations and what is it that David Makhura is likely to tell us?
Well, yes, certainly in the next few minutes we expect the office bearers of the ANC in Gauteng to hold a state of readiness briefing, just looking into all the nitty-gritties heading into the conference that will be taking place over the weekend. And of course, you know, some of the major issues, of course, has been the hurdles leading up to this conference. And this has been a bone of contention in various regional conferences. We know that one region, at least in Sidibeng, they have now taken the party to court. They're arguing that the recent regional conference, which was held about 2 weeks ago, that conference should be declared null and void. The ANC, as we understand, has also filed court papers defending the regional conference and all the processes that the party has put in place. But of course, that court hearing will be taking place tomorrow. We will have to wait and see how exactly that court comes out in terms of its findings. And of course, this may have some sort of implication for those heading to the conference. As you remember, just before the Nasrec conference that took place, the ANC's national conference, there was similar issues that were raised ahead of the national conference. And it was decided, for instance, with the case of the PEC in Free State, where the PEC members were not allowed to attend or be delegates in the conference, but were only allowed to be observers within the conference. And if indeed this court ruling tomorrow finds in favor of the complainants in the Sidibeng matter, it would mean that these REC members who have been elected, as well as the office bearers, may not participate in the conference as delegates in that conference, but probably be invited to come be observers in the conference. You spoke about the issues around the policy positions. This will be very important, considering that we're going to the election in 2019. Of course, we know that most opposition parties at least have been eyeing Gauteng after the 2016 election results, where it pushed the ANC support base pushed down below. It was around 53%. And the opposition party believing that they can wrestle power from the ANC. It will have to wait and see what sort of policies the ANC can come up with, policy positions that would inspire some sort of confidence. You've spoken about the issue around what some have called the Ramaphoria, for instance, and that has certainly have an impact. I was at one of the by-elections, I think, earlier this year in Soweto, and many of the people there in that part of the province said that they will be supporting the ANC, just considering that you have somebody like Ramaphosa at the helm of the party, and now obviously at the helm of the country as well. But of course, that will not be enough. Policy positions will be very important, and one of those policy positions will be the issue around e-tolls. It has been a long-standing debate. How will the party resolve on that matter?
Aldrin, you quite rightly point out that indeed some of these conferences, in fact most of these conferences of the ANC, we're told time and again that policy is what is being discussed and policy is what is important at these conferences. But succession issues always almost dominate the entire days that these conferences are held. Talk to me about the possible contender for the chairmanship of the Gauteng province. We have been told that David Makhura may be elected unopposed. What are you hearing about whether or not there are going to be any potential challenges?
Well, certainly this is something that we've been hearing as well, that David Makhura could be going into this conference unopposed, standing for the position of chairmanship. You know, right now he's the acting chairman of the ANC in the province after we had the Treasurer General of the ANC, Paul Mashatile, was elected at the Nasrec conference. He had to move out of the Ruth First House here, the ANC's headquarters here in Gauteng, and of course David Makhura then taking over. He has been seen as the natural successor to Paul Mashatile, considering that the two have been working together for so long. But there is at least one name that has been dangling about, and that's the name of Kgosientsho Ramokgopa, who is the former Tshwane chairperson of the ANC here in the province, as well as the former mayor in that province. But remember the chaos that took place during the 2016 elections, and some saying that, do you really want somebody like Kgosientsho Ramokgopa to be the chairman of the ANC, also considering Of course, as we know with the ANC, unlike with the DA, is normally when the chairman is elected, it's normally the chairman who then becomes the premier of the province. And would somebody like Kgosientsha Ramokgopa be able to inspire confidence and secure the ANC that much needed victory that it needs, considering that you have these opposition parties that are doing all their best to try and wrestle power from the ANC?
All right, thank you very much for that update, Aldrin Sampear, of course, talking to us ahead of that particular media briefing. It's a state of readiness media briefing by the ANC in Gauteng, which is going to be holding an elective conference at the coming weekend. This is eNCA Now.